If you're a high performer, you probably know this feeling all too well. Your own success starts creating chaos. And you know what? Nowhere is that chaos more expensive than in your hiring process. So today, we're going to break down exactly how to design a hiring funnel that filters for value first, not just to fill a seat when you're in a panic. This quote right here, it just gets right to the heart of the problem, doesn't it? You might be absolutely crushing your revenue goals, but if you're hiring out of sheer desperation just to relieve some stress, that revenue has become what the source calls a golden cage. You're literally trapped by the very success you worked so hard to build. And let's be crystal clear, getting this wrong is incredibly expensive. We're talking about a single bad hire costing your firm at least 3 times their salary. That's lost time, wasted resources, and this massive culture tax that can destabilize your entire team. The stakes really couldn't be any higher. So first things first, let's really diagnose the issue. We're calling it the panic hiring cage. This is all about understanding what that desperation is truly costing you. This slide defines the risk perfectly. See, when you hire based on a gut feel, guess who becomes the only person who can clean up the inevitable messes? You. You become a single point of failure, a bottleneck that prevents the business from ever scaling beyond your own manual effort. And that leads directly to what our source calls the fragility tax. I love this term. This isn't just a mistake. It is a predictable cost your business pays for not having a durable hiring system. It's the direct cause of leader burnout, and it actively suppresses the real value of your company. Okay, so how do we fix this whole mess? Well, the answer lies in making a really fundamental shift from gut feel to a real system. It's about pivoting away from your own manual labor and towards systemic execution. This slide just lays it out so clearly. On the left, you've got leader manual labor. It's subjective, emotional, fragile. On the right, you have systemic execution, objective, logical, and durable, all governed by an institutional filter. The goal here is to move your entire hiring process from that left column straight over to the right. So what does that system actually look like? It's what we're calling the 3-step talent filter. And this is your framework for truly durable hiring. Let's break this funnel down. Step 1, culture fit. That's a non-negotiable. Step 2, competency. Can they actually do the job? And I mean demonstrably do it. And then step 3, capacity. Do they have that internal drive to execute without you holding their hand? You notice what's not on this list? A polished resume. We are prioritizing behavior and verifiable capability above everything else. You know, at the end of the day, the goal is really simple. It's to guarantee a real return on your talent investment. Every single person you hire must be capable of executing your firm's service level agreement, your core promise, all on their own. That is how you buy back your time and build real transferable value in your business. Okay, that's the theory. It sounds good, right? But how do you actually put it into practice? Well, this section is all about building the skills test. This is where we take that abstract concept and turn it into a real-world application. It's a surprisingly simple 3-step process. First, you target the role based on your long-term plan, what we call your ghost org chart, the team you plan to build. Second, you create a real-world simulation for that specific role. And third, you make absolutely sure that test objectively proves they can perform without your constant guidance. And look, these tests do not have to be complicated. For example, if you're testing an admin, give them a messy spreadsheet and a deadline. Tell them to organize it. For a junior associate, have them leave 3 mock client voicemails. You're testing the actual skill, not just trusting what they claim on a piece of paper. And the best part is, this entire process is formalized in what the source material calls the Values First Interview Guide. This artifact is the tool that turns the system from just a good idea into a repeatable, institutional process that anyone on your team can run. Now this slide, this is where the real power of the system comes to life. It's the grading matrix. This is how you remove emotion, remove bias. Every single candidate gets graded on the exact same objective criteria. It turns hiring into a math problem, not a personality contest. All right, final section. Let's get serious. This is the captain's challenge. Your job as the leader is to be the security guard of your platform.
This is a non-negotiable principle. You have to burn this into your brain. It is always, always, always better to be understaffed than to be poorly staffed. Hiring the wrong person because you're feeling desperate isn't a solution. It is an act of self-sabotage.
So here's your first challenge, a real gut check. It's the options test. If you were gone tomorrow, could your team use this system to hire effectively? Or does the whole process just collapse right back to your personal gut feeling? Second, the autonomy check. Be honest with yourself. Have you actually built a skills test that proves a candidate can execute? Or are you just reading their resume, hoping for the best, and basically guaranteeing that you'll have to micromanage them later on? And finally, the question that ties this all to the real value of your business. Does your firm have the kind of strict talent filters needed to justify an institutional valuation? Or are you just panic hiring bodies and undermining the very asset you're trying to build? The takeaway is simple, but it is not easy. Build the filter, test the skills, and protect the platform. That, my friends, is how you finally break out of the golden cage.